All right, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Fright stream. Yes, and today we are back with breaking news that was announced earlier today. So, for both coasts, Halloween Horror Nights has announced back-to-back a double scooper. Five Nights at Freddy's official and WWE, the horrors of the Wyatt 6. Now, we knew this was coming. We were waiting for this to arrive, but for it to be back to back, a 2-for-1 special, shout out to Halloween Horror Nights, Orlando and Hollywood. This is amazing, just amazing. So now that I have announced that, we're going to get to the videos. We're going to get to the trailers, and then we're going to get to some details, and then we're going to get to John Murdy because he answered some more questions today on his page on x.com. So let's get straight to it. All right, y'all. Boom. We about to do it. We about to do it. So the first one that is up is Five Nights at Freddy's.
Live the horror you love to watch at Universal Halloween Horror Nights, featuring Five Nights at Freddy's and more.
Let's watch that again.
Live the horror you love to watch at Universal Halloween Horror Nights, featuring Five Nights at Freddy's and more.
Ooh! Did you see that? Five Nights at Freddy's. Shout out to the entire Five Nights at Freddy's fan base. I'm so happy for y'all. Y'all deserve this. Y'all been waiting for this for decades, for this to finally arrive, and this seems to be the right time. So now that we did that, let's get to some wrestling. Let's get to some WWE. Let's get in. Yeet, yeet. But this ain't the Jey Uso special. This the Wyatt 6 special. All right, y'all. I'm about to load up right now.
You suffer in solitude.
Live the horror you love to watch at Universal Halloween Horror Nights. WWE presents The Horrors of the Wyatt 6.
Let's watch that again. Let's go.
you suffer in solitude.
Live the horror you love to watch at Universal Halloween Horror Nights. WWE presents The Horrors of the Wyatt Six.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. The Wyatt Six. Rest in peace to Bray Wyatt, aka The Fiend. Yes, they are coming to terrorize all the fans who enter the house. They're not holding back. Ooh! This will be the most underrated house of 2025 for Halloween Horror Nights. Yes, I was a WWE fan as a child. I even watch it to a certain extent now, mainly the PLEs because it's on Peacock. Shout out to Peacock. Now, for those who don't know, the Wyatts are tag team champions. Yes, tag team champions on SmackDown. They're going to have a TLC, tables, ladders, and chairs match for the tag team championship this Sunday at SummerSlam. Yes. It's been 25 years since the very first TLC tag team championship match at SummerSlam. And they're bringing it back. And it's going to be lethal. It's going to be scary. Your adrenaline is going to be rushing. And I think the Wyatt Six will remain your tag team SmackDown champions. Especially since they're getting their own house. Makes sense. So let's go into some details, right? Let's go into some details. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to look up 5 Fires, a.k.a. Mondo. 5 Fires. We're going to look up his page because he has a bunch of details pertaining to both houses. So give me a second, y'all. I'm going to type this in. Let's get in. Let's get it in. See if I can find it. All right, y'all. Here we go. Boom. So, what should I do first? Okay, I'm going to do Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm going to read the whole thing. All right? So, y'all see, I'm going to read the whole thing. Five Nights at Freddy's. Guests will fight to survive as they venture through an all-new haunted house inspired by the 2023 hit film Five Nights at Freddy's, Blumhouse's highest-grossing movie to date in an adaptation of the horror video game phenomenon. Guests will follow in the footsteps of Mike, who was recently fired and desperate for work so that he can keep custody of his little sister after he accepts a position as a night security guard in an abandoned themed entertainment center, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. The terror will start as guests navigate the corridors and learn that nothing at Freddy's is what it seems when they encounter the supernatural and become lured into the black heart of an unspeakable nightmare. The journey will bring guests face to face with full-scale replicas of the eerie characters from the film Freddy Fazbear, Chica, Bonnie, Foxy, and Mr. Cupcake as they stalk visitors through iconic scenes, including the security room and the showroom where the chilling characters performed. The larger-than-life characters for the haunted houses were created in collaboration with Jim Henson's Creature Shop, who also masterfully produced the animatronics and corresponding costumes for the fan-favorite film. Yes, Sirski. Now, we're going to get to the Wyatt Six. Wyatt Six. WWE presents The Horrors of the Wyatt Six. Guests will be immersed in the world of WWE in the bi-coastal haunted houses. WWE presents The Horrors of the Wyatt Six, where they will go head-to-head with Uncle Howdy in an experience that not only features the Wyatt Six, but honors the legacy of Bray Wyatt. The group derives from the creative mind of Bray Wyatt and was resurrected in 2024 by his brother Bo Dallas, also known as Uncle Howdy, the fearless leader of the Wyatt Six. The chilling crew of five has quickly emerged as one of the most disturbing and disruptive groups in WWE history, with its ominous presence and portrayal of dark and twisted characters, all of which will come to life at Halloween Horror Nights this fall. Horror fans brave enough to travel through the light of the lantern will find themselves transported into the maniacal minds of the Wyatt Six, where each member reigns supreme within their own horrific domains. There, Uncle Howdy, together with Ramblin' Rabbit, Mercy the Buzzard, Abby the Witch, and Huskus the Pig, will be waiting to take bloody retribution on a world that has abandoned them. Shame on the world for doing that. Along the way, guests will be stalked by the eerie presence of the Fiend, Bray's sadistic alter ego, who looms within the shadows and beckons to let him in. Wow. Wow. Mind-blowing. Wow. Banger after banger. That's what's coming your way when you enter these houses at Horror Nights 2025. The biggest lineup since 2016. This could be the best lineup, though, since 2017. Yes, 2016 and 17 were back-to-back the greatest years of the 2010 decade in Halloween Horror Nights history. And we haven't had anything exactly like this. We've had 2021, we've had 2023, but 2025 is going down in the history books. And we have one more honey house for Hollywood, which will be Poltergeist. But having the two slashers, the icons, Jason, as he welcomes you into his universe, and Art the Clown as he welcomes you inside the Terrifier, what? It's going to be amazing. In Future's voice, it's going to be sensational. Oh, yeah, sensational. You heard me. That's why I said, yeah. So now that I read all those details, courtesy of Five Fires, we will now get to John Murdy as he answers some questions today on this page. So let me get to John Murdy, JM, aka John. All right, let's see. All right, y'all, let's do it. Back at it. All right, so he says it's time. So it's time to open the question box for a little Q&A. Let's limit questions to things that have been officially announced for Halloween Horror Nights 2025 at Universal Studios Hollywood. The H stands for Hollywood, which is the event I create/produce. Can't believe how many times I have to say that. Fire away. You need to spank them, John Murray. The next person who asks you that, spank them. So Jen asks, can we confirm the Y6 house was made for me? LOL. If you don't know what that means, if you've been hiding under a rock, it means laughing out loud. Just kidding. What inspired you to choose this IP? And will we see any scenes inspired by some of the previous matches? Mike brought it to me and I agreed. Mike is from Universal Orlando. Then I went back and watched every match, promo, etc. from the Wyatt family through Wyatt 6 as part of my research and asked a lot of questions. There is a scene inspired by a match. Woo! Jet asks, I remember. How clear this is, I don't know. You specifically saying you were excited about something difficult you were working on for 2025 and 2024. Could you happen to tell us if that was any of these houses and for what reason? So excited this year. Murdy responds, could have been both of them. They both have unique challenges. For FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy's, it's pulling off the characters. For Y6, it's taking characters out of the ring and into a living horror movie inspired by the universe Bray and his brother Bo have created. Will Terrifier, Sky asks, will Terrifier be the stink house this year, or will there be multiple houses like last year? TCM, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Insidious, A Quiet Place, AQP, that have terrible smells. I'm just fascinated by the smells. Murdy replies, well, was just discussing a musky animal urine smell with the effects team, and it's not for Terrifier. Mike asks, on a scale of 1 through 10, how insanely gory is the Terrifier house going to be? As you can tell, I'm a big fan of the movies because he's tatted up. You feel me? Murdy replies, I hate 1 through 10 scales. We try to hit all the iconic kills in the series, but within the confines of the Terrifier Funhouse. So it's an original take on the franchise, but totally in the spirit of art. And there's some surprises that aren't in the films. I dig it. Hope you do too. Theme Park Mr. Alex asks, what scenes will we get in the FNAF house, and what's the facade like? And thank you for an amazing lineups. Murdy replies, the facade is Freddy Fazbear's pizzeria. Everything takes place inside it. And you know what? Let me stop this real quick. So y'all can see my face. For the first time in Horror Nights history, I might just go cop some pizza because I'm planning on taking multiple trips. So on my second trip, I might have to pull up on some pizza and see what it do with Freddy Fazbear. Now let's continue. Let's see. With Five Nights at Freddy's, will there be animatronics scaring us this year, or will it be costume actors? Murdy replies, not costume actors exactly. Some are like 8 feet tall, a variety of different techniques. What's the biggest differences between HH in Hollywood and HH in Orlando this year? Thanks for all you do by King of Black. Murdy replies, FNAF is really close coast to coast. Y6 is our own take, but shares some things in common. Albert Rodriguez asks, do we have a name for the slash bar? Can we expect any, I think that's grunge, G and R music in that bar? John Murdy replies, slash bar, LL, short and sweet. Still working out the playlist with Slash. He's on tour with GNR right now. Oh, I don't know what GNR stand for. Please let me know. Which IP was easiest to approach? Which was the hardest and why? By KI Neutral. Murdy replies, I don't think they were easier or harder. Between the coasts, we know a lot of people in this genre, so we just tag team on it, to borrow a wrestling term. Let's see. Oh, Alex Stewart. This is a good question. What's it like bringing back WWE to HH in Hollywood after 25 years since The Undertaker No Mercy in HH in Hollywood 2000? Yes, that's factual that they had a previous WWE house, and this is the second one. John Murdy replies, in education. Did a ton of research on this and also relied on Mike and Ramon, who are both WWE super fans. Let's see. Ricardo Arias asks, are we going to see a lot of the Fiend in the Y6 house? John Murdy replies, don't say his name. Don't let him in. You know you're going to see a bunch of him. You know it. Are you, Kiera? I think that's how you say her name. Are you able to tell us what the facade is for the WWE house? All we see is a straw roof and it looks like the tiki hut from the photos. Murdy replies, it's deep in the swamp, the bayou, you might say. By Diane, was game creator Scott Cawthon involved in the creative process for the FNAF house? Murdy replies, yes, Scott is the guiding force of both the games and the film. Let's see. Leo CC asks, is there going to be a wet path and a dry path for the Terrify house? Murdy replies, no, you have no such choice. Broken Rebel asks, how would you describe the Y6 house? He means 6 house. John Murdy replies, it's our take on the Y6 horror first, creating domains for each of the characters with lots of Easter eggs for the fans. It's also a respectful tribute to Bray Wyatt, to what Bray Wyatt created, and is being carried on with the Wyatt 6. Okay. Here's some more questions. Audra Curtis asks, house you are most excited about that's been announced at least? Murdy replies, I honestly don't know yet. It's a pretty sterile lineup. Quinn asks, what can you say about the Y6 house for HHN without spoiling anything? Speaking as a first timer that's obsessed with the Ys. John Murdy replies, I was really intrigued by this world that Bray and then Bo created. It felt cinematic to me. I think Bray would have ended up making horror films. So this is my interpretation of what that might have looked like. Hollywood Harry chart updates as, are the FNAF characters animatronics, puppets, or mascot characters like the ones doing the scares? Murdy replies, it's a combination of various techniques. My Little Brother by Celeste. My little brother is begging me to ask how many show scenes are we in store for FNAF. John Murdy replies, there's the showroom and lots of other places inside Freddy Fazbear's pizzeria. Donovan Scarred asks, will the Wyatt house have just the Wyatt characters, or could we possibly see some cameos of other wrestlers? John Murdy replies, the Wyatt Six are the main characters with a couple of surprises. I'll leave it at that. Joanna asks, what has been the easiest house for you to imagine this year? John Murdy replies, Scarecrow just had to reimagine the music with Slash, which is amazingly cool, by the way. Oh, yeah. Dylan McQuart asks, how was it to work with the Terrifier team on the house? John Murdy replies, very cool getting to know Phil and Damien, and thrilled they are letting us bring art to Halloween Horror Nights. All right, that's the most important stuff. So now that we got that out the way, that's pretty much it. Outside of what we just discussed, I did get my tickets for Nightmares Revealed. I did get it. It's sold out now. It's sold out. Nightmares Revealed is sold out. But I pulled up on the website, I think 2 minutes after 10. 10 a.m. This was last Friday, and I got my tickets. So I'm going to pull up. This is going to be my first time. I'm going to see what it do with the rest of the Not Scary Farm fans and just go from there. But I've done enough talking, man. You can watch the trailers on X.com, or you can watch the trailers on their the Halloween Horror Nights YouTube channel. Also, Instagram as well. So you got multiple sources and links to watch the trailer yourself. So we discussed both house announcement. We discussed the details on both houses, and we discussed some of the answers of John Murdy. The questions that he was asked on his own channel, on his own page on X.com, and he answered them. So let me know what you think about the announcements. Which house are you mostly excited for? What do you think is going to be the most underrated house? Outside that, I think I'm good. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about this news. Salute.